Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another Ultimate Review. In this episode, I'm going to give you the most in-depth and unbiased review of the Oraimo Wrap Bluetooth speaker. So this has gained quite a bit of popularity, and after my testing of this little guy right here, I think it's gained popularity for all the right reasons. And while it's not a perfect Bluetooth speaker, it's got a lot of things that are going for it. So let's begin. Now, the first thing that really impressed me right off the bat is its packaging. So I've been reviewing Bluetooth speakers for quite a few years now, and they all come in their standard packaging. But the Oraimo Wrap, it comes in this transparent plastic box which showcases the product. The colors are bright and vivid, and it just felt very, very premium, and it was a refreshing change from the usual paper packaging. Now, inside the box, you get the user manual, which also is the spec sheet. You get a USB-C to USB-A charging cable, and of course, you get the Oraimo Wrap Bluetooth speaker. Okay, so first let's get the specs of this speaker out of the way. So this is a 5-watt RMS speaker that packs a 1500 mAh battery inside, which Oraimo claims gives you 10 hours of continuous playback, but obviously that is not at 100% volume. So if you are playing it around 50% volume, you can get close to that mark, but not 10 hours. And at 100% volume, you're going to get at around, say, 5 hours max of continuous playback. Now, it also has IP67 water and dust resistance, so even if you take it to your pool parties, or even if it gets a small dip in the water, it should be fine. Now, in terms of connectivity options, apart from supporting Bluetooth version 5.1, you have some non-Bluetooth sources such as an aux port, a micro SD card slot, and it's also got inbuilt FM, and the reception of which was surprisingly good even indoors. Now, one great thing is that it charges via USB-C, so any USB-C charger that you have lying around will charge this up pretty fast. Now, talking about the build quality, this is something that the Oraimo Wrap has really impressed me with, because it's got a supremely premium feeling touch. So starting from the fabric on the front, which looks really nice, is of very high quality and blends beautifully into the matte rubber which surrounds the entire edge and the back of this speaker. And the back has got the Oraimo logo, and it's got this ridged feeling. You know, it's got this texture which feels really nice. It's very, very comfortable to the touch. Now, on top you have your multifunction control button, so the volume rockers and the play pause button, and you can also change to go to the FM mode by double clicking the play button, and it'll automatically search for all the tracks. And these are very tactile and clicky buttons, so they've got nice feedback and feel really good. Now, underneath at the bottom, you've got this flap, which is quite a bit of pain to actually open. It's so nicely sealed to keep the water out. And underneath that, you have your aux port, your micro SD card slot, and of course the USB-C port for charging this device. And at the side of the speaker, you have one single LED that will let you know when you're in the FM mode, so it'll be white. If you're in Bluetooth mode, it'll be blue. And it's also a charging indicator as well. And finally, it's called the Wrap because it's got this really high quality Velcro at the back, which you can wrap around, maybe if you're riding a bike, on the steering or somewhere. Wherever you find it handy, you can just wrap it around, and it's really, really secured and gives you that reassurance that it's not going to fall off. No matter how much you jerk it or whatever you do, it's going to stay secure. So the build quality gets a 5 out of 5 from my side. Everything is very well thought out, very high quality. And definitely this wrap is an added bonus. It's meant for people who are going to go hiking or riding on a bike and you want something to listen to. This is really nice, and it's so tiny. It's really comfortable. It literally fits in your hand so perfectly. So it's a very nice companion, especially for your personal listening sessions. Okay, now let's get into the main criteria, which is the sound quality. Because if it sounds poor at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good the speaker looks or feels in the hand, you're not going to buy it. So you guys know that when I give my verdict of the audio quality, I judge it based on how it produces the 3 frequencies that broadly make up any sound that you hear: the highs, the mids, and the lows. The highs or the treble, where the sharp sounding instruments are; the mids or the vocals, where it makes up for the body of the music; and then you have the low end or the bass. So starting off with the higher frequencies, well, the higher frequencies were surprisingly very, very good. They were very sharp, clearly audible, and they didn't have any sort of intermingling with the vocals. So Everything in the higher frequency was more or less clearly audible, and even at max volume, there was no such distortion in the form of crackling. Now, obviously, this is not the best or the richest highs that I've heard, considering that this is only a 5 watt RMS speaker and its price category. I would say that the highs are definitely good. They're definitely acceptable and they do the job. And now we get to the mid frequencies or the vocals. Now, the vocals for the most part sounded good. They had a lot of clarity. They had enough sharpness without sounding hollow or artificially brightened. But what it did lack was a bit of body and warmth, which is naturally present in the vocals. But I think that's asking too much from this 5 watt speaker. In general, for any usual listener, it's more than enough. And this is where I found one con in the vocals, is that in certain tracks at 100% volume, there was a bit of crackling. Now that could be gotten rid of if you just reduce the volume to around 80 to 85%. If you leave it at that level, then that crackling goes away. But at 100% volume, certain tracks did have crackling. But in general, the vocals were more than okay, and they sounded really good and were separate from the higher frequencies as well. And finally, we get to the low end or the bass response. Now, considering that this is just a 5 watt speaker, and look at the size of this, look at the depth of this, the bass response is weak. It's not a bass heavy speaker. Yes, they've got some proprietary technology which they called heavy bass, HAVI. Kind of cringe, but okay. But that doesn't do it justice. So if you're expecting heavy, punchy bass with this, you're going to be very misled and very disappointed. But on the flip side, when you hold it, it's got a very powerful radiator packed inside, so it does a lot of it vibrates a lot and it punches hard, but you don't feel the bass because it's not got enough space to push the air around and push out that amount of bass. So for 1500 rupees, this is a good investment if you want something very, very or ultra portable and something that you want that has the water and dust resistance and something where you're satisfied with the loudness of a 5 watt speaker. So obviously, you do get 10 watt speakers at this price as well, but those might not have something like, say, the water and dust resistance that this has. So it depends on your needs, but I'm really impressed with the build quality, the presentation, and the sound is not bad at all. So now you guys are going to listen to a few tracks that I've recorded playing on the Oraimo Wrap, so you guys will get a judgment. The tracks will be playing at max volume, so listen, form your judgment and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the sound quality. So that's been the review of the Oraimo Wrap 5 watt Bluetooth speaker. The link of this will be in the description below. If you do decide to pick up the speaker after listening to the sound test and you like it, please use the links given of the speaker in the description below to make your purchase. That way you can help me run this channel and I can produce more such high quality and helpful content just for you guys. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and I'll catch you guys very soon in the next one. For now, enjoy the sound test. Cheers.